So bluegrass as a musical genre is definitely expanding and evolving, and it's my belief that any artistic form that survives will by nature diversify, because as it goes out in the world, more and more people hear a particular style of music, whether it's jazz or rock or bluegrass in this case. And for every person that hears it, you know, if it resonates for them, they're going to react to it, they're going to embrace it and take it on, and they kind of send something back that's new, and that keeps it keeps churning and flowing and growing like that. One of the changes that's very exciting in bluegrass right now is that a lot more women are leading bands. There was once a time, probably, if you saw a woman in a bluegrass band, she was maybe playing the bass because she was married to somebody else in the band, but now you've got people like Boulder, Rhonda Vincent, Alison Krauss, people that are the band leaders, and they're hiring other people. And that's a pretty exciting thing. Molly Tuttle this year won the Guitar Player of the Year award for the International Bluegrass Music Association, and that's a pretty exciting thing because young girls going to bluegrass festivals now are going to be able to look up and say, wow, yeah, that's like the best bluegrass guitar player out there, and it's a woman. That's something I could do too. So I think the more people we can bring in to the genre, old, new, old, young, new, women, men, whatever, it's all good. It's all going to strengthen us, because diversity is strength. So the first practitioners of bluegrass music mostly came from the southeastern United States, and they probably all had a pretty similar kind of background, growing up rural, growing up probably pretty poor, maybe working on farms, things like that, learning to sing in churches and revival meetings and that sort of thing. But now the music has traveled all over the world, and as people hear it in different places and relate to it, you know, obviously they're going to be relating to it for some different reasons than, oh, that reminds me of where I grew up. You know, a lot of early bluegrass songs are about leaving home, and that's a pretty universal theme. Now, most of the early bluegrass songs talk about leaving that one-room cabin back in the hills of Old Carolina or whatever like that. Well, I didn't grow up in the hills of Old Carolina. I grew up in Pennsylvania. But I can still relate to the idea of leaving home and what that's like. Just as someone in New York City could relate to that, or someone in Japan or whatever. And one of the things I think is exciting that's going on in bluegrass music now is there's a lot of bands that are starting to write more about their common experiences. You know, I think we'll really know that bluegrass has reached an important milestone when, instead of only songs about, you know, home songs being about some cabin back in the mountains, someone writes a home song about living on a cul-de-sac in a housing development someplace in Boulder County. That would be something a lot of people could relate to, you know.